Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sid, the Garage Boy. Today we're going to do something different. We're going to rank top 5 reasons we can have our vehicle, our cars, reach 500,000 miles or above. We're going to rank them from lowest most important to number 1 reason most important. If you stick around with me, I'm going to go ahead and give you an answer of what vehicle that you will have the best chance for at the end of the video. So number 5, I'm going to give you 5th one, meaning the lowest one. I'm going to give you driving habits. Now this includes, driving in the potholes, right? This includes when you do drive in the potholes, the engine shaking, the engine mounts. When the engine mounts get loose, you're going to basically have issues with your engine, with the internal components. Number 5 or 5th one is that one, and this includes various things, right? If you have a manual or standard stick shift, right? If you are playing around with the clutch, you're gonna make the transmission go. If you're driving and trying to accelerate all the time, there's too much power, right? You're gonna put the foot to the ground, too much power coming in all at once, okay? Plus, you have the highway mileage, right? Highway mileage versus the street driving. You have a lot of potholes on the regular streets versus the highway. So you want to have your car last longer, drive on the highway more. If you want to have your car basically go through this rugged, potholes, issues with the engine mounts, drive on the street. That's number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna give you the coolant, okay? The coolant, keeping the car nice and cool, making sure your thermostat's working, making sure your coolant's fresh and brand new. Of course, you don't have to do this often. You just have to make sure you keep an eye on the thermostat. Right? Keep an eye on the thermostat. Make a thermostat, meaning keep an eye on your dashboard, the temperature indicator. If for any reason you find yourself the car smoking, turn off the engine immediately and stop the car so that the engine can cool down, and then maybe get the car towed or have someone pick you up, so on and so forth. So that's number 4. Making sure that you pay attention to the temperature gauge, making sure the coolant's good and not leaking, making sure the thermostat's working correctly. Of course, this you will have to pay attention to as you drive. So the thermostat, the radiator, this basically keep the engine nice and cool. That's number 4. The 3rd one on the rank, which is kind of surprising to everyone, this is having a good mechanic. Okay, having a good mechanic. Of course, if you make yourself a mechanic, make yourself a do-it-yourselfer, right? Start fixing cars on your own, doing your own research. You will take care of the car even better. I have a separate video on that, on how to train yourself to be a mechanic. I'm gonna go ahead and make a video on that soon. Number 2 on the ranking, 2nd most important. So we're going from lowest to the highest. 2nd most important is timing belt. We have the timing belt that needs to be changed. Some vehicles have 100,000 miles, some vehicles have 120,000 miles. This is timing belt, not chain. Chain will not apply or fit into this category. Now, the timing belt comes with the tensioner, the pulley, all needs to be replaced together. This includes the water pump, because everything, all these components, the diagram that you have for the timing belt, this will go all together. So if you're replacing the timing belt, please replace your water pump, because this all goes together. Number 1 reason, and this is not a surprise to anyone, this is going to be changing your fluids, meaning your oil, okay? Making sure before it even reaches. My dad, he actually puts in full synthetic oil, and he makes sure he cleans changes the oil before it even reaches 5,000, meaning he does it at 4,000, 4,200. He never crosses it to 5,000 miles. He makes sure that he does it 1,800 miles before. That's the number one reason. Now talking about the transmission, same thing. There's a lot of he said, she said about transmission oil. Maybe you shouldn't do it. Maybe you shouldn't touch it. Well, you know what? Acura TL comes with, 2010 model comes with a 70,000 mile change. You have to get that change. These transmissions will fail. Okay, so get that changed immediately. As soon as that hit, maybe at 65,000, before you even hit 70,000 miles, go ahead and get that changed immediately. If you cross to 100,000, 110,000 miles with a 70,000 interval for the transmission oil to be changed, you still should do it. It's better to change it than not change it at all. Talk to, you could go listen to Scotty Kilmer, you can go listen to Eric the Car Guy. They all tell you, go ahead and change your transmission oil. Even though I think some models back in 2001, 2002 of Toyota and Lexus ES300, they recommended or they sealed the transmission so you don't even change the oil. I would change it anyway, do it anyway, make sure that it's running clean. Yes, there's a transmission flush or transmission drain and fill. As long as you try to hit it at 70,000, 80,000 miles, whichever the interval calls for, and you do a drain and fill, you will be fine. That's the number one reason. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about was that question in the beginning. What car or what vehicle can take you there without that many hiccups? That is, of course, no surprise to anyone, Toyota and Lexus. Of course, I pick Lexus because they put in even more high-end components on these vehicles and making sure that, the quality meets the standard by Lexus. It surpasses Toyota, right? It makes it even better. So yes, Toyota and Lexus. I'll do another video on this, which cars have the least amount of maintenance costs versus cars that have most amount of maintenance costs. I will go ahead and share a sheet with you with lots of data. So that will come in next video. All right, so make sure you leave a comment, hit the bell notification, and go ahead and subscribe. I want to make sure I save you guys lots of money and try to get you to do these projects on your own so you don't have to go to a mechanic and get ripped off, okay? Go ahead and subscribe, and yeah, hope to see you again.